Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. In this video, I drive around Delray, a neighborhood of Detroit, Michigan. It's one of Detroit's oldest neighborhoods. We will get more into facts about Delray later, as currently, I'm in a downriver suburb called River Rouge. It's not very big, home to only an estimated 7,450 people. At its peak, River Rouge was home to 20,500, which was back in 1950. The federal poverty line set for a family of 4 is at a household income of $25,000 a year. Why do I say that? I say that because the U.S. Census estimates River Rouge's average household income in 2018 to be at $27,000 a year. To put that into even more perspective, that's even less than Detroit as a whole, with a 2018 estimated household income of $29,500. Back to River Rouge. 40% of River Rouge's population is considered to be in poverty, compared to 36% in Detroit. As you can see looking around, River Rouge symbolizes the Rust Belt really well. But hey, at least it has its own island. Not many cities can say that. It's called Zug Island. It's no Hilton Head Island, however. There's no hotels on it, as a gigantic U.S. Steel facility occupies the entire island, and only employees and associated business traffic is allowed onto the island. No tourists allowed. It was recently reported, though, that U.S. Steel plans to idle the facility on Zug Island on April 1st of this year, which will end up laying off 1,600 workers. We're almost out of the city of River Rouge, as up ahead across the bridge we enter the city of Detroit, and Zug Island is off to the right. At times driving through here, you can get the smell of the dirty industry surrounding the area inside of your car vents, and it stinks really bad, and you're probably not surprised as you get a nice visual of the area. You can't blame people that care about their health to not live around anywhere near here, as there's plenty of pollutants in the air, and you just have to wonder about ground contamination with the pollutants that have surrounded this area for decades. On the left lies one of the largest sewage facilities in the entire United States. It's called the Detroit Water and Sewage Department, which is operated by the Great Lakes Water Authority. Right now we are only minutes away from the neighborhood of Delray, and with all of this industry you can see why not many people have stayed. And the traffic lights above show you the attention that is given to this area by the city. These railroad tracks to the right lead towards Zug Island, and you can also access it that way by vehicle or box truck if you need to make deliveries. Look at the streets. With all of the dirt and mud surrounding it by all of the trucks that use it off of these dirt lots, you can barely see the lines on the road in certain spots. You can also tell that this road is definitely in need of repair, as many of the roads are that we're about to travel on. That box truck that you see is exiting Zug Island, as if you were to turn right, you would be entering the island, and if I were to have done that, I probably would have gotten in trouble. We are now exiting the industrial area, and we are now entering what is considered to be Detroit's ghost town, Delray. Delray used to be its own municipality, and at its peak, Delray was home to 23,000 people. Now it's estimated to only be home to less than 1,000. You can see some of the devastation of this neighborhood. I actually happened to drive through here within 24 hours of a house burning to the ground, in which I will showcase later in the video. For now, I'm just going to let you soak in the vibe of this neighborhood. Now we're going to be turning left into Delray and we'll start seeing some houses. In 2017, the city government bought out many of the homes and abandoned lots in the Delray neighborhood to build the Detroit River International Crossing, which is going to be a part of the Gordie Howe Bridge that will help ease congestion on the Ambassador Bridge, which is currently the heaviest traveled U.S.-Canadian border crossing. You can see the beginning phases of construction right ahead, as the project is expected to be completed in 2024. The bridge will be a cable-stayed design and will be the longest such bridge in all of North America at 2,799 feet long. The bridge towers will be at 750 feet tall, which is taller than Detroit's current tallest building, the Renaissance Center, which stands at 727 feet. As you can see, the streets were blocked off, so I was forced to turn right, or left, but I decided to turn right. We head back towards Jefferson Avenue and the Detroit River, and then we will turn left, and you will then see how massive this facility is really going to be. You can also continue to see the poor state of the streets and infrastructure in this particular section of Detroit, and the lack of investment that has been given to the area for decades. A lot of Michigan has been made fun of for the state of the roads and infrastructure, but certain parts of Detroit like this are a special case. To the left is the closed-off area where they are building the Detroit River International Crossing for the Gordie Howe Bridge. Up ahead on the right, you will start to see these military barrack-like buildings. This fenced-in area is actually a historic landmark to the city of Detroit. It is called Fort Wayne. I don't know too much about it, but I know it has to do something with the British forts that were originally founded to start the city of Detroit. As you can tell, we are still traveling on Jefferson Avenue West towards downtown. We can still not turn left, as this is how big the Detroit River International Crossing is supposed to be. And you can tell that it wiped out over half of the neighborhood of Delray. Many residents that lived there were pretty upset, as that had been their home for many years. The government did take care of the families that they kicked out of the neighborhood by giving them the proper amount of cash to find a new place. Right now it just looks like the apocalypse, doesn't it? Wasteland on both sides of the road. Hopefully once the new facility can be built, this area can start looking a little bit more nice. As we approach 4th Street, we're going to head downtown, and I'll show you the close proximity Delray is to downtown Detroit. Here we go! Hey, I'm back. Did you guys miss me? Well, anyway, let's talk about more important things. As you can see, warehouses surround both sides of the street. Abandoned lots on the left that used to be warehouses, and old abandoned warehouses on the right. Currently, we are heading back south towards Jefferson Avenue, which we're going to turn right back towards some of the houses that belong to the neighborhood of Delray. As we turn on Jefferson Avenue, I cross over these railroad tracks, and you see the attention that I give to my driving so I don't, pop a tire on a loose nail on the track. That was rough. Well, on the left is one of the oldest power plants in the city of Detroit. You start seeing the other side of some of the buildings of Fort Wayne on the left, and now I turn right onto a street that will lead towards some houses. Imagine living next to all of this, where a lot of these empty lots used to be warehouses and other industrial facilities. Further up to the left, there is still an industrial facility that is still in use right about the time that I turn right up here ahead. And as I turn right, you see fenced off lots on both sides that look like they used to be warehouses, and then you start seeing houses. You can tell that some of them are still occupied, which resembles the remaining population of this neighborhood of Delray. Oh hey, what up, Holmes? Yo, I said what up. Yeah, he didn't respond back. Much talk has been had over the neighborhood of Delray over the past decade, as a lot of the talk has been about building the Gordie Howe Bridge, which is off to the right, the construction for the international border crossing. A lot of the fuss has been started by the Ambassador Bridge owner, Matty Maroon, who did not appreciate the city trying to build a new crossing because that would take away from his own income. He actually put in a petition to stop the building from happening, and he was unsuccessful, obviously, as you can see the construction off to the right. The other fuss has been made, as you can imagine, by the people who lived there and called Delray home. Nobody wants to be kicked out of their own home, understandably. But in many opinions, that move was made for the better, and hopefully it can make the place look a little bit nicer and put the land into better use. It will also get residents away from the industrial pollution that has plagued this area for decades. I will make one last set of turns through streets in this neighborhood of Delray before I head out. I mentioned earlier that there was a house fire within 24 hours of me driving through here. I'm about to show you that house. This actually made headlines as Detroit firefighters posed for a picture in front of this burning house at night, and it angered the homeowner. It became a pretty big local story here in Metro Detroit. I didn't even realize that this house was burned down hours before. When I drove through here, I only realized it afterwards. And here it is. So I drove down this street earlier in the video. I'm about to turn left and show you a few other blocks. After this video is said and done, we have basically covered most of the remaining houses that are here in Delray. Now obviously in this part of Delray, the vacant lots that you see used to be houses, not warehouses. It shouldn't even really be scary for most people to drive through this area, as most of it is just vacant land. But then again, I don't usually get scared very easily. So you can speak for yourself. Ahead you see the facilities of Zug Island straight ahead, so you can start to see some of those steel plants that occupy that island. And now we are making a break for it, and we're heading back towards River Rouge and out of the city of Detroit and the neighborhood of Delray. And as we get closer towards River Rouge and out of the city of Detroit, you can see why many people have abandoned this particular section of Detroit. Obviously, it's not the only section of Detroit that has been abandoned, but it is most likely the most abandoned section and neighborhood of Detroit. Well, I definitely do plan on narrating more videos along with a mixture of some time-lapse drives, as I do enjoy exploring different parts of our country. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you did not like this video, go ahead and give it a dislike and comment anyway, and give me that smoke. I'll take it. Yeah, that's right. With that said, I'm about out of here. Go ahead and stay tuned for my next videos. Peace!